babies. I'm just walking back from the John Reed Fitness Facility. Got to get ready for my 12:15 spots. And if you notice, I'm not really in a hurry because I know that my 12:15 spot is about 12:50. Thank you very much to all the comics who don't give a shit about Earl. And they're just gonna run the light, and then the next guy runs the light, and then the next girl runs the light, and so on and so on. But that's okay, because I'm funnier than them all. Let's see these guys go on last and bomb for 15 minutes while I go on and do 40 minutes. Am I gonna say I kill? No, I don't kill for all 40, but it's a lot of slop to clean up, brother. Whew. Sorry, I'm coming in hot. I'm on edge. What up, Jess Jenna? Sorry, I'm holding the phone with two arms that just did 110-pound dumbbell bench presses for 25 times. Because I'm not some fat, lazy, out-of-shape sweat hog. You think any other comic is working out before their set? Nope. I guess they're on about their third drink and second joint. But I'm a fucking soldier. That's what I do. I'm a soldier. All right. It also helps work off the nerves. See, I don't think any of the comics tonight really get nervous before a show because they really don't give a shit on how they do. They get paid whether they bomb or kill. That's a sad fact. But I'm on a new thing. I only care about what I do. And whether someone bombs or kills in front of me, I'll always do better. Fuck yeah. I don't want his chop. All right. Now we're going to see an out-of-control Lois. Look at this crazy dog. Get in there, Lois. Lois, come on, move out. Lois, man, come on. Fucking hey, man. This dog's driving me to drink. Fuck yeah. All right, I gotta take some vitamins. So hold on. Whew. Whoa, sorry about the camera work, but you know what else? You know what? No one else is going live right now. Lois, be cool. So I take my protein drink, but I gotta take some aminos, some vitamins. So I'll be at the Comedy Store about 2 hours from now. Lois is hungry, so I'll give her a little bit. Well, let me give Lois some food. They don't sponsor me. I pay for my shit. All right. Let's do a little bit of streaming before I go to work. Let me turn the TV off because I'm a fucking professional. I don't even have the Earl sign on yet. Fuck it. What's up? What's up? Make sure you do. I always do what I do. Louis J. Gomez. Yes. I like Louis J. Gomez. We always get along. I mean, we're not like best friends or anything, but like, you know, he's a New York guy. I'm an LA guy. But we always hug, whatnot, when we see each other. Fuck, you know, this jacket is tight. My skin's looking good, I gotta be honest with you. All right. Woo! I don't really listen to those guys, to be honest with you, but like, nothing against them, you know. Big J gave me a very nice intro once at the Comedy Store, so we're, you know, I'm good. I don't know, is it Dan Smith or Dave Smith? I don't know him at all, so I can't speak to him. So, you know, I haven't really watched. I never watch Legion of Skanks. But I don't. You guys know me. I don't want to watch a podcast. I want to be on one or do one. You know, it's very much the same with comedy. What up? What up? I don't want to watch something that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Big SFD. Yeah, star. You know, I was rooting for Mark Scheifele to win tonight. What up, John Doe? In the house. Let me do some house cleaning here while I. Whoa, sorry about that. But you guys like the side angle anyway. I know what my fans like. I mean, like, why would I want to watch someone else fucking? Like, plus, I don't like the close-ups. I mean, listen, women are beautiful. I believe women are God's greatest creation. I mean, the female body is just a spectacular creation. I'm being completely serious. I did get a haircut. I got to put a little gel on this curl. But the women's vagina, after being in like a double team scene with like Lexington Steel and Mandingo, I'm good. I mean, it looks like, to be honest with you, like scrunched up deli meat. Or the thing Boba Fett fell into. I'm good. Thank you very much. Saturday Night Live, babies. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Whoa, it's an earthquake. Welcome aboard the Earl Show. We're just a small, friendly stream. And I hope to entertain you for about 30 minutes. And then I have to get ready for my comedy show. And by the way, I hadn't been to a Dodger game in like, I don't think I've been to a Dodger game since maybe 30 years. And I went the last 2 nights. I had so much fun. And the first night I went, the Dodgers beat the Oakland A's 19-2. What up, AC/DC Kongzilla? Emily was good. Yes, you have, Ryan. Me and Emily had a great time Thursday night. Emily is the one-time booker of the Comedy Store, but unlike most people, I still give a shit about her when she can't give me spots. A lot of people don't. So we had a very good time. And then last night I went with a friend. We were just like, fuck it, let's go to the Angels-Dodger game. Now, to show you the Otani craze, Thursday night was bobblehead night, and they were handing out bobbleheads, and literally, so you go into the stadium, you scan your ticket, and then about 5 feet later, someone gives you a bobblehead. 2 feet later, a guy offered me $100 for my bobblehead. So, I mean, that's going to be a good game tomorrow. Game 7. I mean, I like the Panthers. I mean, they are the defending champs. I think people kind of forget that. Oh, sweet, sweet. I do like Bobrovsky a little better in money games than I do the Leafs goaltenders. Um, I mean, listen, it's game 7, baby. It's like, I mean, it's not who wants it more because, obviously both teams want it more, but, it's whoever fucks up the least, to be honest with you. Well, thank you, Bob. But I just, I've said this before, but let me do a brief scan of my homepage. Listen, I listen to the Dabbleverse shit. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to talk about it. I have nothing to add to it, So let me go on my Dabbleverse or my homepage. So we got Melton covering Chad Zumach. We got Karmic X doing something. Doom covering Karmic X. So that's 3 of the first 4 videos that have been recommended to me. And then we got Chad doing something. So literally 5 to we got Aaron as Angry, who are these podcasts. So we've got 7 out of the 10 videos recommended to me are Dabbleverse related. So, I absolutely, obviously, with that being said, listen to the shit. I just, I just don't have any interest in it. Oh, I didn't. I've been out of the loop today. I'll call Chad tomorrow. I mean, I don't know Karmic to say he's embarrassing. I really he's kind of new to the scene. See, we're talking about the Dabbleverse, like, but the whole steel toe thing. Now you've got like 8 shows covering steel toe, and I just don't understand the fascination with it. It's like, okay, the guy did a wife swap. His wife ended up liking the other guy more. Like, I've seen that happen. Like, when you do a wife swap or swing or whatever you want to call it, it never ends well. It never ends well. I've been in gangbangs, but I've never done like a partner swap. I mean, can you imagine if I did a partner swap with Chandler? I mean, Olivia would probably be down. She'd probably fuck 3 guys and go, "Is that it?" But I just, it's been a year since the wife swap thing. A year you're going to talk about this? And I don't really know that guy. I mean, we spoke once or twice on Twitter. I think I was going to go on his show, but, just for whatever reason, I didn't. Metallica headline twice, Linkin Park the other night. I don't really like any of those bands, though. I mean, I would have gone to see AC/DC again. Well, that's the thing. The bobbleheads were free. They would get, and they were. It's a very. I'll give the Dodgers this. This was an expensive promotion because you see that. You see this RoboCop doll setup I have here. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Jeff Ross blows RoboCop's sprocket 100%. 100%. Oh yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. Sorry about that. I must have pressed the wrong button. But And I know you guys probably don't believe me, but I would rather do a stream for 30 minutes for zero money, no money at all, than talk about the Dabbleverse and make a couple $100. I swear to God, I mean that. But I get it, like look at Kevin. The guy makes what, 15, 20 grand a month? Or whatever he makes, 10 grand a month. I probably made 10 grand in the year. He made 10 grand in a month. So I get it. It's just not for me. And you'd think it would be coming from a roast battle comic or roast comic. But I mean, Magenta, I don't know. We don't do Ebonics in here. So, I get it, I mean, look at Melton. He makes great money doing, but he also does 7 to 8 hour streams, and Carl does, 2 to 4 hour streams. I can't do that. To me, my optimal energy level is like a half hour stream, but you're not going to make money doing a half hour stream, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not going to say he's the only talented guy, but I believe he's the funniest by far, and myself included. And I think I'm pretty fucking funny, to be frank. But Kevin is just, I don't know, man. I think Kevin's almost like a stripper at this point. The money's too good to stop. Do you think the Minecraft movie is just this generation's Rocky Horror Picture Show? Magenta. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the Minecraft movie is. Like, I don't know what it's about. So, what up, Eddie? But it seems very popular. I mean, people are talking about it. But I get lost in the sauce when people are talking about it. Like, I literally have no idea what they're talking about. So, I mean, I think I would say that, like the Harry Potter movies, the Twilight movies. I would say the Twilight movies are like this generation's Rocky Horror Picture Show, because you had people dressing up as their favorite Twilight character. I don't know. No, this is not creatine. This is Isopure protein drink. It's just basically a protein drink water. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I just got done watching the new 9/11 documentary. What a biggie on Netflix. It's pretty good. I mean, there wasn't a ton I didn't know already, but I watch anything with John Miller in it. He's the one who interviewed Bin Laden in the tunnel, the cave or whatever. So anything John Miller's in, I love, on terrorism. Him and Robert Baer, who was like an ex-CIA black bag man. Yeah, it's 3 episodes, so I guess it's a documentary. Now, I tell you what I will be watching later. Trust me on this one. Is Capital Combat, where Sting and RoboCop team up against the 4 Horsemen. So that is something in my algorithm that I will like very much. Yeah, I tell you, I thought, what was Mongo's wife wearing? Like, she's got her tits popping out, leather skirt. I mean, it didn't exactly scream sadness. And man, Ric Flair looked old. I mean, he's not even wrestling anymore. He had like sun sores on his face. But hey, who cares? It was good they did it. Well, this wasn't Clash of Champions. This was WCW Capital Combat 1990, baby. No, I mean, I'm going to get old too one day, but I don't think, I mean, I am old, 56, but like, Flair's what, 76? I don't think I'll look like that when I'm his age. But I also haven't traveled the world either. I'm going to call you MM. This was with, who was in the 4 Horsemen? Barry Windham, Sid, Flair, Arn Anderson, and Ole Anderson was kind of like managing them a little bit, and J.J. Dillon, with Woman, Chris Benoit's wife, is kind of like the eye candy of the group.
So, I mean, it's a great like it's one of WCW's best pay per views. I mean, yeah, the RoboCop thing is a little fucking hokey, but I mean, come on, it's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, Ric Flair's literally probably been drinking. He's 76. You know, he was drinking at 15, so he's literally been drinking for 60 years. I mean, that's crazy, but hey, fuck it, it's Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair is doing a stream to 18 people right now. So who's really the goober? You ever been to Space Mountain? Hello. I someone just got beheaded on Space Mountain. They literally stood up and just chopped their head clean off. And of course, Disneyland only shut down for like 2 hours. We got a ride, baby. Let's go. So I'm friends with the Blue Meanie. I mean, we're not like good friends, but like, um, so I think my favorite Ric Flair line, yeah, Space Mountain's definitely pretty good. And this one I don't even get. I mean, it kind of doesn't make any sense, but he's like, you might be next, but you'll never be first. I mean, that's kind of insulting, so I like it. I know. I mean, listen, Benoit. Like, listen, it's like O.J. Simpson was a great football player. You know, there's you can't deny that. Shitty human, great football player. Now, my thing with the Benoit thing was, where was the kid's tag team partner? Hey, do you notice lots of narcissists on YouTube? Well, you'd have to be to start a live stream at 10:36 California time, thinking, "Hey, people, I'm so interesting, people are going to tune in." Um, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a couple things. My favorite thing is, can I show a wrestling promo on here without getting my channel dinged? Or no? I mean, I don't want to do a clip show, but is Sid's first what up, Shandy Girl? Sid's first promo with the Horseman is about RoboCop, and so Arn Anderson brings in Sid, and Sid's like, "RoboCop, I'm 6'9", 320 pounds. I am the real Man of Steel in the NWA, so you better learn to like it." And then about 2 minutes later, Flair goes, and this man is 7 foot, 350 pounds. And you could tell Sid's totally confused. Like, I just said I was 6'9", 320. Like, what? So, do you think the Hulkster could do anything to save his public image? Besides dying, of course. Well, dying would be a good way to save his image. I mean, listen. I mean, the race stuff is pretty hard to come back from. Look at Michael Richards. I mean, Michael Richards just went away. But, I can't imagine how much money in residuals Michael Richards makes. In terms of Hogan, it's tough because now, well, he's hardcore Trump, which is fine. I don't care who anyone in the stream votes for or likes or whatever, but that's going to turn off half the people. So, but the racist stuff, he was on tape saying the N word several times. That comes from the heart, man. So that's tough to come back from, to be honest with you. Is it impossible? No. I mean, I remember one time, probably 96, 97 maybe. I was in Best Buy with my girlfriend at the time, Ann, who I still talk to, unlike others. And OJ walked in. This is the Best Buy on Pico and Sawtelle, so it's West LA. And half the crowd were heckling him, "You fucking murderer, blah, 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 blah." And then literally all the black people in Best Buy. And this is when Best Buy was like a real popular store. We're like, "Juice, Juice," taking pictures with him and stuff. So, um, it's just, I mean, I don't know if real American beer is going to make headway in the market, but, he'll always have fans. So he'll always be able to milk them and make a decent living. But, he can't wrestle anymore. He's had like 2 hip replacements, 2 knee surgeries, back, I mean, so I still think my idea I gave Bischoff's pretty funny. You have all the black wrestlers on a roster in a Royal Rumble with Hogan. They just beat the shit out of him, make him likable again. Uh, I mean, it's hard to go up against the WWF, WWE. You know, I mean, look at Tony Khan. He's a billionaire and he's struggling. Hulk Hogan is not a billionaire. I don't think Bischoff is. Combined, they're not. You know, that's what it really boils down to: is do you have the money to go up against them? Um, I mean, anything's possible. I mean, like I said, but people, more or less, half the country forgave OJ. Um, you know, but I don't know how it could be done. I mean, I'm trying to think. You know, I fancy myself a writer. You know, what would Hulk Hogan's redemption arc be? I don't know. I mean, you know, the ex-wife doesn't talk about him very well. Um, you know, the son, Nick, is a fuck up. You know, Brooke is like, you know, kind of flamed out pretty fast. So, you know, his family life's a wreck. His personal life is a wreck. His wrestling life is a wreck. There's not a lot of positives for him right now. Um, yeah, but no one wants to watch that shit, Ryan, in my opinion. I mean, it's like, you know, freestyle, but you're still going to go up against those guys because you're going to have to say to someone like, not Chad Gable because he's already you know, pro wrestler, but like you're going to have to go to these guys who win the Olympic gold medal or bronze or silver. There's not going to be the money. Every single person they're going to ask is going to pick pro wrestling. You know, look at Brock Lesnar. You know, he makes $10 million a year doing pro wrestling. He's not going to make $10 million a year doing freestyle wrestling. Or the next Brock Lesnar. I mean, obviously Lesnar's probably too old to do like freestyle wrestling, but you know, that's what it boils down to. Is the money, honey. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. You know, what am I? You know, Warren Buffett. Yeah, I mean, have him come out in blackface. I mean, well, lean in. You either ask for forgiveness or lean into it. Come out in blackface. Just say fuck it. Well, I mean, you mean John, pro wrestling or like Olympic wrestling, freestyle wrestling? But I mean, really, the most of the people do not know who Kyle Snyder is. So, um, you know, I mean, Brock's daughter's pretty fucking jacked. But like, do you really want to watch that? You know, there's no storyline. There's no bad guy, good guy. You know, I just don't think people want to watch. You know, like I'll say pro wrestling is like the NBA, and freestyle wrestling is like, you know, the WNBA. Nothing against women's basketball, but it's just they can't dunk. They're shooting set shots. Do you want to watch that? I mean, technically, it's probably better than the NBA, but who cares about technically? So, well, I mean, but look at all the companies who tried to go up against UFC, man. Like, you know, it's tough. I mean, when you're going up against, I mean, I understand it's freestyle wrestling, like it's real wrestling, but who wants to watch that? And UFC is struggling right now. I mean, they don't have any stars, you know, like, you know, that's why they're begging John Jones to come back. And who's he going to fight? Who's the heavyweight? Asvidal or Asvidal? Like, who cares? Like, you got to be a mark to know who Tom Asvidal is. Um, I mean, yeah, I like the MJF Hurt Syndicate storyline. I mean, you definitely see a swerve coming, you know, and this could be a good way for MJF to come in with a surprise partner, maybe Wardlow or something, you know. But yeah, I can't answer that, MM. Oh yeah, well that's because you know, I mean, I don't know how old you are, John. I'm 56. So when I was a kid, I literally thought, you know, Nikita Koloff was from Russia. He's from Minnesota. I thought Abdullah the Butcher was from the Sudan. He's from Canada. You know, I thought Kamala was from Uganda. He's from, I think, Tupelo, Mississippi. So the internet. Okay, so we're more or less the same generation. The internet ruined wrestling to me because now I could tell you, you know, Hulk Hogan in 2 seconds. Oh, his name's not Hulk Hogan. It's Terry Bollea, and he's from Tampa. He's not from Venice Beach. Um, so I think the cat's out of the bag in terms of you know where certain wrestlers are from or whatever, and so now the story. I still think pro wrestling can be entertaining. It's pro wrestling. Every storyline is a movie. Every match can be a movie. Why do we all like the movie Predator? Yeah, I thought Akeem was black myself. I was shocked. But like, why do we all like the movie Predator? We see that helicopter flying into the jungle, and we see Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers and R.G. Armstrong in the hut. We know every scene after that. We know what's going to happen at the end of the movie. We know what's going to happen in the middle of the movie. But it is so well written by Shane Black that we can watch it over and over and over again because the good guys are good, the bad guys are bad. We've been given reasons to like the good guys, we've been given reasons to not like the bad guys, and the movie checks out from start to finish. That's what every pro wrestling match can be. It's kind of like in AEW. Like right now, they're teasing Omega and Okada. Omega's the heel. Or I'm sorry, Omega's the good guy. Okada's the heel. It's been a couple weeks build up. So when they do wrestle, I'm assuming that All In Texas, it's going to mean something. We're going to have an emotional investment in why we should root for either one. That's all you have to do with wrestling. By the way, I was walking my dog today. I ran into Taya Valkyrie and John Morrison, her husband. Do you think that coconut was real? It was real. I think Piper was supposed to get a fake one, and either he didn't want it or they fucked up and gave him a real one. I mean, Snuka's head was hard, man. Who was that real tough guy in Predator, the Indian guy? Sonny Landham, the great Sonny Landham, who I believe his first movie was one of the cops at the end of the Warriors. Yeah, and they don't have supernatural powers. I was shocked. So, hold on, I didn't see what you're saying, Ryan. I'll be honest, I see wrestling in a much different light. I kind of like knowing how matches and segments are put together. Well, no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, yeah, he started out doing porn and then he got into stunt work. Like the scene he had in The Warriors was basically a stunt scene. And Walter Hill gave him one line, and then he was the bad guy in 48 Hours, Billy Bear, and then I think he was in Action Jackson, and then Predator, and he's in one of my favorite episodes of Miami Vice, and and then in the 90s, I think he was in Best of the Best 2, and then I'm not sure what happened. So apparently he is a very handsome guy, to be honest, and Taya's hot too. I mean, that is a good-looking couple. So, Sonny Landham, very interesting guy. I mean, great cast. What I'd love to know is who else was considered for that. Obviously Jean-Claude Van Damme was, I think he was the actual Predator for a few days, but he broke his ankle stumbling around in the suit. I'd love to know, they probably reached out to other pro wrestlers. I could have seen Nikita Koloff in the Jesse Ventura role, who else was asked other than Bill Duke and Carl Weathers and Richard Chavez and I'd love hearing, like, when I had Vernon Wells on my podcast with me and Chad. He was the bad guy in Commando. He said he was replacing someone in Commando. So and he wouldn't say who because he didn't want to make that guy feel bad. But I would love to have known who he replaced. Do you remember Tony Atlas' character? Yeah, Saba Simba, dude. Come on, dude. Yeah, I mean, and Richard Chavez is doing the autograph circuit a lot lately. I'd love to meet him. Well, I don't think John's great on the mic. I mean, as a wrestler, he's a great wrestler. His body's perfect. It just he lacks the the mic skills, and he's not horrible on the mic. Little known fact is John Morrison was my second roast battle opponent. Um, so yeah, I mean, you could tell like there was who are the other. Well, I mean, I know Jesse Ventura was a veteran. I mean, R.G. Armstrong looked like he served in like World War II. I mean, but it's just, I always, when I talk about writing and wrestling, I always bring up Predator because Predator makes sense on every level. It's a storyline, and you don't see the bad guy, the alien, until 80% of the movie. And it builds up the anticipation of the battle. Um, so, and I've said this before, but I remember my sister was Carl Weathers' assistant when he was doing Predator, and she explained the movie to me. I'm like, this movie sounds awful, but look how much I love it now. What up, Kip Smith? Um, yeah, I think Richard Chavez was also in an episode of Miami Vice. So, well, in Mexico, they don't really have to talk as much. Um, so, um, I could see John doing better in Mexico than, say, on American TV. And he's not horrible on the mic, but like Will Ospreay is great on the mic. He's just some guys have it, man, and some guys, I mean, I've seen John Morrison work out because we used to go to the same gym. Holy fuck, man, it's impressive. I remember one time because he does that parkour stuff, and I remember one time watching him. I was on the elliptical, and he's doing like these weird dumbbell exercises, and it was only with like 30 pounds. And so he left, and I tried to do what he was doing. I almost tore my shoulder out of the socket. Um, I mean, yeah, 100%. Like Lance Storm would have been great with a manager. But then, you can also, this goes back to good writing. Like, I forget, I forget the whole gimmick, but, Lance Storm was not good on the mic. He was a great actual wrestler. So they fucking, um, they turned him into like a boring character on purpose to almost lean into his bad mic skills. If I can be serious for just a minute, and then the crowd would boo him, and like it was funny. So you can, I think, lean into anything. And, like Norman Smiley didn't like hardcore wrestling, so you make him the hardcore champion. That's fucking funny. No, I never caught the guy who almost hit me with the car, but I'll see him. I remember what he looked like. He was like a short, maybe Cuban or Hispanic guy. Short though. So if I see him, I'll know it's him. But what am I gonna do? Yeah, Dean Malenko. But you could have used, his boring character almost has a strength. It's like when I was roast battling, I knew, my biggest weakness was my age because I was going to be the oldest guy in the room, probably, other than Jeff. And I knew most jokes were going to be, Earl, you're so old, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so I would turn it around and go, yeah, I'm old, but I still get more pussy than you. And I'm a paid regular here, and you ain't, brother. And one time I was battling this guy who was fat, and I just didn't like him, so I really didn't mind being mean to him. And, his whole shtick was, I'm old, I'm going to die soon or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I can hear your arteries clogging now. I'm going to outlive you. And I turned my weakness into a strength. So, yeah, I mean, you can make anyone, good writing can make anyone a good character if you lean into it. What was the best old joke they used on you? I mean, there really wasn't a good one, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, I would say the best joke against me ever. Sarah Tiana had a good one about me liking young girls. Something about you can see pictures of them on his computer, like something basically calling me a pedophile. But it was very well written, and it was so well written, I didn't really have a comeback for it. And that's probably the joke that won her the battle. Um, KO to be, oh, Coco Beware. Yeah, he was a tough guy. Well, Lesnar wasn't good on the mic anyway. He's just not. He's uncomfortable on the mic. Uh, have you ever roast anyone? Huh? All the time. Yeah, I mean, I think like Kamala, because of his character, you couldn't have him talk because his whole shtick was he didn't speak English. So you put him with kimchi and he does the belly tap and stuff like that. So I think anything can be like I'm looking at AEW right now. Who's kind of boring in AEW in terms of mic skills? Like Beast Mortis, the guy with the mask. He's like a great wrestler, but he doesn't talk because maybe he's Hispanic and he doesn't speak English. Because AEW uses a lot of guys from Mexico. So stick him with a manager, be great. You almost do like a Kamala like character. Um, I mean, that was a little before my time, Gorilla Monsoon. Um, yeah, I forget Sarah's joke, but it was really funny. And I remember as soon as she said it, I was like, fuck, I got no comeback for that. I'm trying to think though. I mean, Bolivia had a few good ones on me. What she say? Earl's very funny. He always kills, and she paused. Walnuts with his forehead. That's funny. I'd say I'll even give that cunt credit. Um, yeah, I mean Andre the Giant. I think pairing him with Heenan was very smart. Um, yeah, me too. I'm trying to think of the best roast joke ever against me. I'm trying to think. I mean, I know K. Trevor Wilson had a good one against me, like that I'm a spoiled rich kid who fucks young girls, and I think my rebuttal was like, and the problem is, see, I turned what he viewed as a weakness into a strength. Yeah, I'm rich and I fuck young girls. Suck it. Um, I'm trying to. Sarah probably had the best jokes overall against me. You know, I mean, I don't remember any of Jimmy Carr's jokes being particularly stinging. Jesse Joyce, he didn't do very well against me. Tom Ballard had one. He had a couple good jokes, but his Earl, the biggest room Earl's ever played is my asshole. I'm like, yeah, I did an open mic and you did an open Steve, bitch. So Earthquake is John Tenta. He was a legit sumo wrestler, and then he turned to pro wrestling. Thank you very much. We'll do about another 15 minutes, guys. Then I got to get ready. So I'm trying to think some non-TV roast jokes that were done against me. I really can't think of one. They were all just hacky age jokes and Kennedy jokes. Um, get it? Comics do an open mic. It's like a practice room. So when Tom said I did an open mic in his ass, I thought, yeah, well, you did an open Steve. Because it's like an on the DL gay joke. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't really remember it many. It's just a lot of age jokes, which I was fine combating with. So those were the glory days of roast battle. I'm amazed the show's still going on, to be honest with you. I look at some of the main events, like, I've got more TV battles than everyone combined in the roast battle league. The hundreds of roast battle contestants. I've got more TV battles than all of them. Yeah, it makes sense to keep me out of the show. But I wouldn't want to come back anyway. I really wouldn't. What a gross show. They're just hemorrhaging off what we did. But that's okay. What are you going to do? I saw a picture of a bunch of hot roast battle comics from like 3 years ago. They really thought this is the next wave, and literally 80% of the people in the picture don't do it anymore, and probably about the same don't even do comedy anymore. So would you do the Shaq roast? Yeah, I would do the Shaq roast, but they're probably not going to ask me to do it, to be honest with you. Yes, everyone hit the like and subscribe button. 45 minutes in, I have not asked for anyone to like and subscribe, but it does help me crack the algorithm. You can share this too. Let me share this myself. I don't even know how to share it, to be honest with you. I'm only going to do another 15 minutes, so I should have done this a little soon on X. So let's see if we get a last minute rush. Probably not, but that's all right. I had a good time tonight. You guys are Earl soldiers, and that's all I care about. So yeah, check out that new Netflix documentary on 9/11. Oh, message held for review. Those are always the fun ones. Why would you're rich and fuck young girls in a row? Well, they think, the joke is basically skirting with the underage issue, but I've never been accused of that. So it was just more or less, hey, this guy fucks young. This guy's in his mid-40s and fucks young girls. Okay. Thoughts on Conan O'Brien winning the Mark Twain Award? I don't have any thoughts on that, to be honest with you. I didn't even know about it until right now. It's like, you really see, I would try and joke about, in the belly room, I would joke about people's comedy because I was, along with Moses, Hinchcliffe, and Tiana, pretty much the only paid regulars on the show. So I would try and bait them in. I'm going to say something bad about their comedy. So they say something bad about my comedy. Then I could be like, motherfucker, my name's on the wall. You can touch it when you leave here crying tonight, bitch. And what's the comeback? So, I loved baiting people into, it was going to be a Kennedy joke. Oh, yeah, two of my uncles, one uncle was president, the other would have been president. What did your uncles do? Nothing but molest you. So, Moses, you could put that in all caps if you'd like to type that again. I wouldn't hold it against you. You know me, I'm a fair man. Thank you very much. So, it's just the way it is. That's a good Click 5 song off their third and last album. By the way, the Click 5 recently did a Southeast Asia tour. All shows sold out with only 3 of the original 5 members. We don't talk about Jeff Ross in here anymore. You guys love to gaslight me. But that's okay. I kind of enjoy it. You can roast me, Kip Smith. You guys can roast. Earl's girlfriends get him mad discounts on Girl Scout cookies. Hey-oo. But like the young girls, I never really worked on me because it was just like, yeah, when I was 46, I dated Bolivia. She was 19, close to 20. So it's like, okay, well, that's not, it's nothing even close to being illegal. So, okay. So, it really wasn't an insult. It was almost kind of a compliment. So, it'd be like roasting Hugh Hefner and go, you're fucking old as fuck. And then he could just, yeah, but look who I'm fucking. And so I don't mind a good roast. I don't roast on line. I don't do the Zoom roast and all that shit. If you want to roast, it's face to face, baby. It's live combat. Trust me on that one, baby doll. But I don't mind people roasting me at all. I really don't. I got a good sense of humor. I can handle it. Hello. See, I hate it here. He gets it. Yeah, I mean, Jeff Ross always would try and say that about roast battle. You roast the ones you love, but you really don't roast battle the ones you love, because roast battle is really nothing more than bullying. It's like, okay, 100% Moses on that one. It's not like, okay, I'm going to call my ex-girlfriend fat and a whore because I like her. No, I'm going to try and hurt her feelings before she calls me old. Um, well, roast battle, you never know. I mean, I can't say you would lose or win one. I don't know a lot about you, but, I think with, you know, the truth hurts. You can call someone fat, and if they're fat, they know they're fat. So it doesn't really hurt their feelings. You think Ralphie May got hurt when you called him fat? No. But you call a comic unfunny, that hurts. Because no comic likes to be called unfunny. They just don't. So facts do hurt. So that's like when I would attack someone's comedy at the Comedy Store. Not so much on TV because, obviously Jimmy Carr plays arenas. Tom Ballard plays arenas in Australia. K. Trevor Wilson's a legend in Canada. Sarah Tiana's very popular. So you couldn't really attack those people's comedy on television because, you just couldn't. But, when I'm battling an open mic level comic at the Comedy Store, I was in total power. Um, so, um, didn't you want to face? I did. I said, okay. I gave him we talked about wrestling storylines and, roast battle is really good when you have a storyline. And the storyline with me and her was we stole the show at LA Riot. That night there was 3 battles: Sarah Tiana against Guy Branum, and they were both so drunk the battle wasn't good. Pat Barker and Leah Kajanian, and they just didn't have good chemistry. And then me and Bolivia stole the fucking show. I mean, the crowd was yelling more, more, and so the storyline I brought to Comedy Central for season 3 was, hey, they had a great battle when they were dating. Let's see what it's like when they're not dating. And at that time, we were still kind of getting along. Not, I mean, we didn't hate each other. And then season 4, I think they were thinking about doing a season 4 because season 3 was so bad. I think they wanted to get back to the tournament format. Because season 3 was just phony battles. It was fucking awful. Um, and they called me in for a meeting. I said, "Give me Bolivia. I want Bolivia." And they're like, "Yeah, we're never going to use her again because she just." On television, she didn't really do that well. She lost to K. Trevor Wilson. She lost to Todd Barry, who'd never battled before. And she got killed by Kim Congdon, who's a fucking beast. So, oh shit, corn diff. Okay, here we go. Let's roast. Well, I mean, it's tough, Moses. It's tough. All right, here comes corn diff. Dabbleverse legend. Earl Skakel looks like a leather couch from a divorced man cave. You ain't built like a comic. You're built like a stepdad who won visitation rights. See, that's funny. But see, I don't know what you look like, corn diff. So it's kind of hard for me to go. See, my rebuttal would then be like, I'd have to see what you actually look like. And I know you value your anonymity. So I'm honored to be roasted by corn diff. Do you know the word? I don't know what you're talking about, Glock Lesnar. Um, so zombie corn. I mean, so like, and that's the thing. When I was roast battling, and if anyone, 5 more minutes, guys, 5 more minutes. Um, when people would attack my looks, like Earl's got a big forehead or whatever, or Earl's got a big nose or whatever, you know, and if it was a guy, I'd be like, look at you, bro. Like, I would turn what he or she turned into a strength. Because I would say most of the people that I battle, I was the better looking of the two in terms of the dudes. So it was a real easy comeback for me. Uh, yeah, but you know what I mean, corn diff. I can't roast an actual piece of corn. Um, so I'll have to maybe we'll do. I still think corn diff. My idea of bringing the Dabbleverse together and you do a Chad Zumach roast at the stand. Now, I don't know how money would work out, but you could have you come, you could have Tukey come, Melton come, Aaron come, Kevin come, Kumia come, all these fucking people. And for one night, I mean, I'm not in that world, but like I would come and we all just get along and bust balls. And then that Monday, you could go back to hating each other. See, that's not bad, Kip Smith. That's not bad at all. Your forehead isn't that big. At least you got hair. I mean, I got most of my hair. I mean, is the hairline receding a little bit? Yeah, a little bit, like right here. But like for 56, it's a pretty good head of hair. Um, you could bring Carl, Ray, Bichetti. I mean, that would be so fucking fun. But I don't know how payment would work. I mean, I certainly would want to get paid to fly to the stand, and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, John Cena's hairline's a little wonky. He's got plugs, but he's also balding in the crown area, so it looks a little tough. But I mean, that would be so fun, and like, just let bygones be bygones, and you could probably talk Nick and April into coming. I mean, it'd just be a fucking great roast. What would you say in a roast versus Ralphie May? Well, I mean, I'm not saying Ralphie's fat, but he's fat. Dumb jokes like that. Ralphie's so fat. His real name is Ralphie May, June, and July. Hello. I love Ralphie May. When he dies, I jump into the coffin with him, but there'd be no room. Pew! Ralphie once asked me to go fishing with him. I said, there better be two boats. You know what I'm saying? Hello. Ralphie was so fat, he hit the Titanic. Pew! Or the Titanic hit him. Hello. You get the picture. But I loved Ralphie. Ralphie actually told me, Earl, when I die, like he knew he was going to die. He's like, don't be sad. Make fun of me. I said, you got it. I mean, Ralphie was so hungry he ate his lap band. Pew! Well, Ralphie's roast battles were not funny. I don't know what you were watching, SCVID show. I mean, he had a battle against Sarah Tiana in the belly room that was going so bad for Ralphie, they literally just stopped it. They didn't even say, hey, Sarah, you win. They just stopped it because it was so bad. So that's another reason why I don't like Jeff, because I remember it's so many visuals that week when I went to Montreal. And the first visual was, you check into the hotel and then everyone hangs out at the bar. I think it's the Hyatt. And it's a big circular bar and everyone just networking and hugging and all that. And I walk up the stairs and Ralphie is sitting down. He's like, Skakel, come here. And he was like sweating and like he was pale white. And he should not have been in roast battle. Maybe judge it because you want to get his name value, which he obviously was a very popular comic. But like, to put him in a bracket with Mike Lawrence, like everyone thought, okay, Ralphie will beat Miss Pat, and Miss Pat's great, but she's not a roaster. And then Mike Lawrence, and I got to be honest with you, I didn't think Mike beat Matthew Broussard in that battle, but like Mike won. A lot of people don't think I beat Jimmy Carr. It's fine, it just that wasn't fun. It was like a squash match, but like Jeff knew what he was doing. Trust me on that one. Hey, I'm going to have Mike Lawrence destroy my 700-pound friend who's going through a divorce. Well, Jeff, why don't you get your fat ass on that stage and let me take a swing at you, bitch? Sorry. All right. We're about at the end of the Earl world. Ralphie was great. I mean, he just shouldn't have been in roast battle, because they had the test battle against Sarah Tiana, and Ralphie, was doing like Yo Mama jokes. Like, Sarah, your breath is so bad, it makes onions cry. That's like a joke book joke. If I were Comedy Central and Jeff and whatever, I would have been like, hey, Ralphie, you shouldn't roast battle. You didn't do that great against Sarah. Why don't you judge? So we still get your name. But, what are you going to do? All right, you guys, I got to go get ready for the Comedy Store. Jeremiah Watkins was just on Felipe's podcast and told the story on how Adam told him he has to wait to be passed because you had to be next to pass. Well, I mean, that's kind of true, but not really, because I can't say what Adam told Jeremiah, but what Jeremiah left out of that conversation was Jeremiah showcased the same night I did. So, and Adam told me before I got passed, he's like, dude, I'm going to showcase you, but you got to do well. Like, I'm not passing you because we're best friends. No problem. I wouldn't want to get passed that way anyway. So, it was me, Candace Thompson, Jeremiah, Kyle from San Diego, and Sandro Ercolano. Kyle Ray. And all five of us had good sets. But and you guys know me, I'm honest. I had the best set. It was the perfect 5-minute showcase set. So, if I had not had a good set, Jeremiah did, he would have gotten passed. So, that's just the truth. I love Jeremiah, but that's not exactly how it went down. All right, you guys, I got to go. Earl Skakel, over and out. We'll stream tomorrow. Thank you very much. Love